Not many wrestlers get to choose how they retire. Most careers don't end with fanfare or celebration. They end suddenly, with an injury that forces them out of the ring, or with the industry slowly moving on until the spotlight is gone. Very few get the chance to say goodbye on their own terms. But John Cena isn't like most wrestlers. He's one of the biggest stars this business has ever seen, a record-breaking world champion, the face of WWE for over a decade, and someone who became bigger than wrestling itself. If anyone has earned the right to walk away on their own terms, it's him, and that's exactly what he's doing. At least that's what this retirement tour was supposed to be, a victory lap for one of the greatest to ever step inside the ring, a celebration of his legacy, a farewell worthy of his name. So why hasn't it felt that way? Why has John Cena's retirement been so bad? Let's talk about it.
Oh, and by the way, Boehner Bronco Buster?
Yeah.
Where the hell did that come from?
Improv.
That was wonderful.
We are fresh off the heels of WrestlePalooza, and man, what a shit show. I don't know if it's just me, but lately every single WWE show just feels like a Saturday night's main event. There's no stakes anymore, nothing feels important. I mean, just look at Cody Rhodes vs. Drew McIntyre, a match for the undisputed WWE Championship. This match felt like nothing, it made me feel nothing. But you know what? Cody Rhodes has been off TV for a few weeks shooting the Street Fighter movie. Maybe we can forgive WWE for this match not feeling as important as it should. The one thing we can't forgive is how they have handled John Cena. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It truly feels like WWE had no plan. How is that possible? How do you throw together a retirement tour for possibly your biggest moneymaker of all time so lacklusterly? WWE's throw something against the wall and see if it sticks style of booking seemingly goes all the way back to the Royal Rumble, where John Cena or CM Punk were the clear options to win, but WWE threw a curveball for the sake of throwing a curveball and had Jey Uso win. At the time, I wasn't happy Jey Uso won the Rumble, but after the match at the Royal Rumble press conference, my mind was completely changed.
What is best for business is I main event WrestleMania. And what is best for business is, for the first time, I confidently say that I'm going to win a 17th championship.
Up until this point, John Cena had been coming out week after week just happy to be there. That's not what I wanted to see. That's not what anyone wanted to see. But this was a good sign. This was a John Cena who was determined, a John Cena who was on a mission, a John Cena who sold his soul to The Rock. Again, I ask, what was the plan? John Cena's heel turn completely failed and WWE just turned him back like nothing happened. Now, Cena has lost. No, not just lost, but been destroyed by Brock Lesnar. For what reason? I think WWE wanted to do a Cena got destroyed, but he's going to work back, harder, come back and beat Brock in a rematch, but I don't even think that's happening now. WWE saw the response from fans and, importantly, ESPN, to how poorly received this show was, and now they have John Cena tweeting about wrestling AJ Styles. I am completely okay with Cena wrestling AJ Styles. Hell, if his entire retirement tour could have been a best of 50 series with Styles, I would have been okay with that. But it is the lack of planning that is pissing me off. We're gonna get Cena vs. Styles, and I'm sure it'll be incredible. But now, in the middle of Cena's retirement tour, there's just a squash match for no reason. I almost want WWE to follow through with their shit Brock Lesnar story, because the idea of me coming back to rewatch Cena's retirement 10 years from now and seeing a random squash match against Brock Lesnar is really going to piss me off. This style of booking, the stories WWE has been telling, they feel rushed, uninspired, and not on par with the career and legacy of John Cena. The sad thing is, it feels like almost anything would have been better. Have Cena win the Rumble and face Gunther at WrestleMania, that would have been cool. Cena wrestled Randy Orton and CM Punk, and those matches were honestly dope, probably some of the best parts of his retirement. Have Cena face some of his old rivals again, AJ Styles, maybe even Rusev. But at the core of John Cena has always been his willingness to give back to the business. For all the titles, the accolades, and the history-making moments, what has truly defined Cena is how much he's poured into others. Whether it was elevating mid-card titles when the main event scene was overcrowded, or putting over future stars by simply sharing the ring with them, Cena has always been about more than just himself. And I think that is what has sucked most about this retirement run. Yes, seeing Cena wrestle Orton, Punk, and Styles is cool. Hell, I just said it was the best part of his retirement. But what is Cena leaving behind? I saw a quote, and I have no idea if this is real, but let's give it a read. John Cena wants to make people on his way out, which is reportedly why he made the call to lose to Brock Lesnar despite original plans. First of all, I don't believe this is real at all, but I do think it makes sense and should have been the mindset going into this retirement tour. Instead of seeing Cena face Orton, Punk, and Styles, we should have seen him face Dominic Mysterio, Jacob Fatu, and Braun Breaker. That's where the real value of a retirement tour comes from. It's not just about Cena getting his flowers, it's about who benefits from being in the ring with him. When we look back at this run, who does it actually help? Cody Rhodes? Cody was already a star. Brock Lesnar, again, already a star. The tour hasn't made anyone. Not that that should necessarily be the point of Cena's retirement, but all I'm saying is it would have been nice. Why have Cena get destroyed by Brock Lesnar when Braun Breaker is on the roster? And that's really the problem with this whole retirement run. It's not that Cena hasn't had good matches or compelling opponents. It's that the matches feel hollow because they don't build anything beyond nostalgia. Beating Brock or losing to Punk doesn't change anything in 2024. Those names are already established, their legacy is already written. But giving that same time and spotlight to the next generation, that could have meant something, that could have left a lasting mark. Not many wrestlers get to choose how they retire. Most of the time, the business makes that choice for them. Maybe it's an injury, maybe they just quietly fade away, replaced by the next generation. It's rarely glamorous, but in a way, maybe that's a blessing. Because when you don't get to plan your ending, there's no time to critique it. There's no spotlight on every match, no constant comparisons between what is and what should have been. The career just ends. All that's left are the memories, the moments, and the legacy. John Cena is one of the rare few who actually gets to choose his goodbye. He's earned it. His name, his legacy, his star power, all of it means WWE was always going to give him a grand send-off. But the problem with the grand send-off is that it can never live up to the weight of the career. Every booking choice feels too small. Every loss feels unnecessary. Every win feels hollow. The microscope gets so intense that the man himself almost disappears. And maybe that's why Cena's retirement has felt so bad. Not because Cena isn't great, not because the matches are bad, but because by putting a spotlight this bright on the ending, we've made it impossible for the ending to feel satisfying. The truth is, Cena doesn't need a retirement tour to cement his place in history. He already did that in the 20 years leading up to it. That's his legacy. What we're seeing now is just the epilogue. So maybe the best endings really are the ones that don't come with confetti and grand speeches. Maybe they're the ones that sneak up on us, the ones that don't give us time to dissect and nitpick, the ones that let us hold on to the magic. Nah, Triple H is just a dumbass.
It might not even come true, but in my mind